Hello and welcome to the online hair clinic, and it's with me, Clara. And today I'm going to talk about hair stranding, surprise, surprise. And really, I just want to give you an introduction to what actually hair stranding looks like, because so many people have been asking me, they've seen a couple of our videos, they've been asking me, what does the system look like? How does it attach? And can you color it? Can you wash it? Can you style it? They've been asking so many different questions about hair stranding. And I'm going to take it bit by bit, because I think if I overwhelm you with everything about hair stranding, you may get lost. So we're just going to start from the very beginning. I'm going to give you an understanding as to what hair stranding is, what it looks like, and how it is created. So first of all, I'm just going to show you what this is what we call invisible thread. Can you see it? If I place it against my skin, you can probably just about see it. But as you see, as it gets onto my skin, it becomes invisible. Okay, I can do a very close up for you. It becomes invisible. So this is the concept of hair stranding. This is one of the reasons why it blends in naturally with your hair. Now, if you can just imagine, this is one singular string, but if you can just imagine this intertwined together to form a sort of fishnet system. Now, with that fishnet system, when that is placed against your scalp, it literally then becomes invisible. And the fact that it's invisible means that you can't see that there's something that's implanted onto the system itself, onto these strands. Now, that is step one. Then step two is hair is then put onto the strand, strand by strand. Hence the name hair stranding. So I'm going to give you an example of a finished system so you can see, and I'm going to take you through what that is and how it's constructed, so you can get an idea as to how the system is, because I know it's brand new in the UK, and we brought it over into the UK. However, it has been in America for over 5, 6, 7 years. So for Americans, it's not a new system, but for the UK, it is a brand new system that we brought in last year, and we've got about 60 to 70 clients currently wearing the system. All our regional hair consultants wear the system. And I am also on track to have the system for myself. So, but in terms of the system, I'm going to show you exactly what a finished product looks like. So if I can just bring this close to the camera and have a look. Okay. So this is essentially what hair stranding looks like when it's finished. Now, if you can see, it's got holes through it. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail in this session about the holes, because the holes do come in different sizes. So you may be looking and going, oh my God, how's that going to suit on my head? Because I've got a lot finer hair than this. However, they come in different hole sizes, and the hole sizes that it comes is dependent on the amount of hair that you actually have. So the more hair you have, the larger the hole sizes, the less hair you have, the smaller the hole sizes. But I'll come to that in a different session where I get to show you why it's essential to have the different hole sizes and how we can determine what hole size is best for you. But if you look at this particular system, if I show it through the hair and the air, you can't actually see how it's attached. It just looks as if it's hair that's floating, and that's essentially what it needs to look like when it's on your hair. It's very light, so as you can imagine, this is a very, very light system. Very, very light. Like, you can hardly feel it when it's on your hair. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that I'm going to try and see if I can do a very close up on this so that you can see for yourself. Now, if I can just get to where the camera is. Okay. So in here, the hair is stranded on. So even though we started off from an invisible thread, we've now got hair that is stranded onto this system, and you can't see how it's done. That is the second thing about stranding. The way and the manner that the hair is actually placed on the system is done in such a way that you can't see or even understand how it's stranded. It just intertwines so well that it blends in so easily that it also leads to the fact that it helps it to become invisible, not only to sight but also to feel, because this bit goes against your scalp. So if you can just imagine this on your scalp, and we'll do another, and I'll go through another session where we're actually placing it on either a mannequin or a person so you can see what it goes like. But just imagine at the moment that this is my other hair, right? I know it's my fingers, but it's my other hair. And this is the stranded hair. Now you can see this goes directly up close and personal to your scalp. And because of that, it means that you can then run your fingers through the system without it impacting on anything. And you can run your fingers through the hair of the system as well as your own hair. Now, people say to me, how is the fact that these holes, are you not going to see these holes? Are you not going to see these holes because of the fact of the sizes? And like I said, I'm going to explain in another video the different hole sizes and how we can determine which hole size is best for you. But the whole essence is through these holes, your own hair will come through. So imagine that is flat against your scalp, and then you've got additional hair coming through. You can't tell, you can't see it. You can't see that you've got a system in. The front of the system is such that it creates a nice hairline for you. So when this is also placed right against the front of your hair, it just gives it a very natural hairline. A very natural hairline. The video's gone a little bit blurry because the sun is shining through. So I'm just going to try and tilt the video just a little bit, and hopefully we can get the right angle there. Okay, I'm just going to move, shovel up a bit, do a little bit of a dance. Okay, yeah, we're here. Okay, and action. So the other thing that I want to let you know is that it comes in different densities as well. So this one, you're probably going to be able to see what I'm saying to you a little bit better, because this is a system. If you can look at that, believe it or not, this is exactly the same type of system that I showed you before. Exactly the same, but it's got less hair stranded onto it. So now you can actually see virtually the invisible system. And again, I'm going to place it against my face. I'm going to move the camera slightly a bit, just because the sun has come to say hello. Hello, sun. So, okay, against my face, can you see? It's so invisible. It really is invisible. And this is why I love the system, you know, like, hold on. Okay, that's better. I don't take it easy. I don't take it lightly when I say that my consultants wear the systems. Now, all the consultants that are with Clara Alexander Clinics, they joined us as clients. They were all clients. They weren't even thinking about having a job or anything like that. But, you know, I saw something special in them, and they saw something special in the system. Now, none of them joined before they had the system. And the key things that I always said to them was that try the system, make sure it works for you. If you think it works for you and you feel that you want to be able to share this with other people, then give me a call. And now I'm proud to say that we've got 6 regional consultants for all the different areas that we have. We're on the verge of recruiting another person that's coming on board the system. And when I asked them the question, what is it about the system that you really love? The top 3 answers are, number 1, it's very light. Number 2, it's so invisible. And number 3, it actually makes them feel like they've got their hair back. This hair that they've been wanting to have back for a long time, and the sun is gleaming in my eyes. You know, this is sometimes the issue when you do something live. Okay. Just bear me 1 second while I try and move this. Okay, I'm just going to move. Okay. Oh, now it looks like I've got Star Trek eyes. Okay, that's better. Fortunately, it's live, so I can't cut this out. But anyway, so where was I? So what I was saying is that they wear the system day in, day out. They know all the flaws of the system. They know the benefits. They know the advantages. They know how it's made them feel. They know what it was like when they first came to the clinic, and they know how they feel now, and how they they walk with their head up high, and they're beautiful women. They totally are, every single one of them, and I'd be blessed for you to meet them. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you know they are not providing a service just because they want a job. They're actually providing a service because they believe in the system. And I have this system on my selection of systems, and I push hair stranding because I believe in it, because I know that it is an answer to so many people's problems. I always say that hair stranding and any other system, there is no system that is like your own. There is no system that's like your own. That's one thing I want to say to you. There is absolutely no system that is like your own hair. Nothing can replace your hair apart from your own hair itself. But systems are becoming closer and closer to looking natural. Like, sometimes many people come to me, and when I say to them I'm wearing a wig, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're wearing a wig! We would never have guessed." And sometimes I ask, "Well, what was the expectation? Do you expect that when someone wears a wig that you're going to be able to see the wig?" The sun is following me. It's like everywhere I move, the sun is shining. It's good. It's good that the sun is shining, but I really don't want it to shine on me right now. I'm having to move. Like, okay. I'll show you next time. This will be better. Anyway, so let's hope that the sun doesn't come looking for me in this location. But what I was essentially saying is that, and I've lost my trail of thought. I know when this goes back, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's what I was saying." But anyway, like I said, there is no system that is like your own. Nothing. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care if any supplier tells you that this system is going to be exactly like your home hair, unless it's in your hair. Even when they do a hair transplant, you never get back what it was that you started off with. And they tell you that, or they should tell you that. However, I do believe that stranding goes a long way to getting you there. That 80% of the way it gets you, that other 20% is what you have to adjust to know that this is now your lifestyle. And that other 20% requires you to have maintenance visits. It requires you to understand that, you know what, at the end of the day, this may look like my own hair. It may feel like my own hair. I know it's not exactly like my own hair, but it is the next best thing to me having the fuller, longer, thicker look that I've been wanting to have. And when you get there, then you know that your confidence is going to lift. You as a person, you're going to feel better within yourself. You're going to walk with a smile on your face because you have this confidence that where you were before and how you felt before is no longer the case. But you do have to have that 20%. Without that 20%, you're not going to feel fulfilled. And that's the 20% that the system can't create for you. I always say to my clients when they come and see me, I always know if you're ready for a system. Sometimes I'd say, you know what, you need to go through back a step, try everything else before you come to the system, and there are other things that you can try. There are hair fibers you can use. There are potions and lotions that you can use. There are shampoos that can thicken your hair so it looks thicker. There are all different things that you can use. But ultimately, when you get down the road and you realize, like I realized a few weeks ago, that this hair's never going to grow back. You get to that point where you go, well, I want to have a system. And once you get to that point, then your journey starts as to which system do I go for. And there are many other systems outside. I'm not saying Stranding is the only system. We do all the systems as well. We do wigs, we do integrated hair systems, we do extensions, we do all sorts, you know, and we're even bringing shampoos, conditioners, and things like that. So we're building our network of products that we have so that we can provide you with a service that you are comfortable with and you are happy with. However, I believe that technology moves on. And just as we've got things moving on in the world, social media come into play, YouTube, I love YouTube, coming up to play, all these different things, Facebook, you know, all these different mediums coming into play. So is the hair loss industry coming through into different levels of technology. And hair stranding, I believe, is one of them. From a non-surgical perspective, of everything we do is non-surgical. You know, we don't go down the route of surgical. Surgical has its place, and you know, if you've got questions about surgical, by all means ask them. But the services we provide are non-surgical, and the reasons why we provide non-surgical is at the end of the day. If you decide I don't like this, you can always go back to what you had before. You know, and it hasn't disrupted your you know, your scalp. It hasn't given you a scar or anything along those lines. As you get to watch these clinics, as you get to know me, you know, I will get to share with you different things, not about just about me personally, but also about, you know, other people that have gone through issues and how they've gone from where they are to where they are now. You know, I am a very open book, so you know, you can ask me any questions and I will answer. You know, a lot of people are asking, "What's the price of stranding?" You know, ask me the question, I'll tell you. There is nothing to hide. But the key thing is that what I really want you to take away from this, apart from what the hair stranding looks like, you know, hair stranding, it is a system. It's a brilliant system. You know, if you have a consultation with any of our consultants, you know, ask to see their hair and they'll show you what the stranding looks like. You know, they are wearing it day in, day out. This is part of their life and it could be part of your life as well. Yes, there is a maintenance. 4 to 6 weeks there is a maintenance, and I'll go through what maintenances are in another clinic, so I can take you in detail, not just about the maintenance, but all the prices and the packages that you can choose. Should you decide to go for hair stranding, or should you decide to go for any of the other systems that we have? But essentially, the key thing that I want you to know today is that there is another option, and the other option is called hair stranding. So before you go to any other supplier, I'm not going to mention names, check to see that you've exhausted the list. There's so many systems out there that are essentially the same. They look the same, they act the same, they've just got a different label on. And we do some of the same stuff. But there is also stranding, and hair stranding is a different concept. It really is pulling on people's heartstrings in relation to, you know, people that have been crying out for a system that is more natural, people that have been saying, I don't want to have to shave my hair, people that have been saying, I want to be able to see my hair at the same time as see the system, people that have been saying, I want a lighter system, people that have been saying, you know, I just want something that works for me. People that have been saying, I don't want to look like everybody else. People that have been saying, you know, I don't want to have something that's going to pull my hair so tight that my hair falls out. People that have been crying for something different. This is something different. Don't believe me? Come try it for yourself. You know, it's like I said, I'm an open book. Come and try it for yourself. Stranding and what stranding can do for you. So before I wrap up today's clinic, because I'm sure you've heard me long enough for this session, I'm going to just show you the stranding system again. We started off with stranding, and I'm going to end off with stranding, and we're going to show you like that it does come in different densities. So they're very briefly, but I'll go into different densities in a later clinic. So that's what we will call a medium density. This will give you as if you've got natural hair. It gives you a bit of volume, so people can tell that maybe you had a little bit of hair added, but nothing that's too extra that's going to look really wiggy or look like, oh my gosh, have you, you know, put something, a lot of hair on your head. This is a step down. This is what most people do go for. This is generally what I would call the light version. It's really good because essentially once you've gone in, it covers all your hair, but it doesn't give you thickness. It just covers the areas that you are missing your hair out. So so if you can see scalp at the top of your head, then it literally will cover it so that you don't see it anymore. And this is a light one. You know, some clients, I've not really had many clients that have gone for this light one because they look at it and they go, oh my God, that's ultra light. However, sometimes, you know, you can have a hair system and your hair is thicker on the sides and at the back, but thin on, really thin on top, but you just want to have a little bit extra on the sides, and, you know, this can work. This can work for you. So again, it comes in different intensities, different textures, different colors, different styles, different shapes, different lengths, you know, different hole sizes, different stuff. It's a customized system. And because it's a customized system, at the moment, it takes roughly between 7 weeks and 13 weeks for the system to actually be created. So at the point that you'd make an appointment to come and see us and have a consultation, roughly consultation's about an hour and a half. We show you the system. We can even put samples of the system on your head so you can feel it and you can see it. It's not going to be exactly right because it's not tailored for you, but at least it will look good enough for you to be able to understand how the concept works. If you decide to go ahead, then we will then go forward and take a deposit payment. Deposit payments is generally 50% of the total price bracket, unless you're working with a product where we provide you with a installment option plan. When the system is ready, which is generally between 6 to 13 weeks, then the system is installed. And at the point when it's installed, we give you a month's embedding period. Now, I say a month's embedding period because, like, we want the system to work towards your lifestyle. We understand that there's a 20% sort of tweak that you may need to do, but we don't want you to have to change your whole life just because you've got a new system. So that 80%, 20% situation could make you, is that 30-day period that we use to see how the system works with you. And all things can happen in that 30-day period. For instance, you can do the first wash and suddenly go, oh, it feels a little bit heavy, it feels different, I'm not sure, has it shifted? You know, all of those things we work out with you in that 30-day period, and you don't pay a penny extra in that period at all. After the 30-day period, then the maintenance kicks in, and as I said, on another clinic, I'll show you and I'll demonstrate and I'll give you the prices for what the maintenance packages that we do are. And then from then onwards, it just then becomes business as usual. So you come in every 6 weeks. Some people do come every 2 months, but I generally don't recommend it. Only if you've really got slow growth, that your hair doesn't grow at all. But some people think they have slow growth because they can't really see the difference between their hair growing. And that's because, like, you know, when your hair grows in cycles, sometimes you're losing the hair and it's growing, but it doesn't mean that that hair itself is not growing. So even if you had hair growth that was that teeny weeny, you would still need to come in my opinion, every 4 to 6 weeks. But there are other ways to get around it. So if you're going on holiday or something along those lines and you're a little bit like, I don't know what to do, don't worry about that. We've got ways, we've got tricks that we can show you as to how you can maintain it for that period of time. We've got different methods that we use to install the system, and I'll take you through those methods and a different clinic as well. There's just so much to learn about Stranding. I always say I'm super pumped, and I was almost going to not say it today, but you know what? I'm super pumped. I am absolutely super pumped, and I'm super pumped because, like, I can just see the vision of so many people coming and buying into hair Stranding, and so many people having their getting their confidence back and feeling better about themselves, and, you know, knowing that there is something that is better than what they've got. And once that is available, then you know there is hope. You know, there is hope. There is always hope when you know that there is something else. You lose hope when you believe there is nothing else. But I want to give hope to somebody today. And before I finish, I want to give hope to someone today to say that no matter what you're going through, no matter how you're feeling right now, there is always hope. Hold on to that hope. Hold on to that thought and know that there is nothing that is impossible. I've been through a lot, and one day I will share my story and you'll get to see where I've come from and where I'm going to. You know, life is not always a bed of roses. Life is not always easy. Some things are very, very difficult. Some things are difficult to swallow. Some things are difficult for you to move forward from. Some things pull really hard on your heartstrings. But you gotta believe that there is hope, and you gotta believe that there is something bigger, and you've got to believe that you were created for something bigger. And on that note, I'm going to close the clinic. The online clinic is officially closed, and it will open again next Tuesday, the same time, 12 o'clock. So I want to say, have a great week. Keep working. Keep going. Never give up. Take care. Till next time. Bye.